How many newcomers are left to be revealed for the launch roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
This is the question that many of us have been dwelling on since the reveal of Isabelle as a fighter instead of an Echo fighter. Will the continuous wave of 1 to 2 characters every other month continue, or will we see a slowdown following the last reveal? As usual, Sakurai sits with the answer inside Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Since the reveal of the new Super Smash Bros. Title for Nintendo Switch at the very end of the March Nintendo Direct, we have been receiving new fighter reveals every 2 to 3 months, and in the case of August and September, the entire month. It looks like the Smash team got overexcited and revealed too many newcomers over too short a span of time, and as such, had to slow down the floodgates of fighter reveals in the 2 final months leading to the release. In Sakurai's own words, translated by Source Gaming, that said, if you were thinking that we'd just be dropping a bunch of newcomer trailers all the way up until release, you'd be sorely mistaken. We may have gone a little bit overboard up until now, so we're going to slow our pace from here on out.
A slowdown, you say? Well, that's say no fighter reveals in October. Most likely, but that was expected following a Super Smash Bros. Direct in August and a Nintendo Direct in September. As such, October seems to be way enough packed with first and third party Nintendo Switch games that it doesn't need major presentations or Smash Fighter and stage reveals to maintain our interest for the system. Check out 10 of these after this video. But back to the topic at hand, as it seems that by saying slowing our pace from here on out, he must refer to the fact that we might have to wait until November for the next newcomer fighter reveal, which isn't too bad seeing that this was around the same amount of time between the E3 Direct and the August Smash Direct. In other words, not really a slowdown compared to previous Smash Bros. Entries. Then again, this is the ultimate version of Smash, and we need from time to time to get down on the ground and realize that not many fighters remain now that we are just some weeks away from the launch of the game.
Now the question is how many fighters, excluding Echo fighters, will be in the launch roster. As of the end of September, following the reveal of Isabelle, the roster has taken a half at 68 confirmed fighters, and out of these 5 are newcomer fighters Inklings, Ridley, Simon Belmont, King K. Rool, and Isabelle. 68 fighters is a crushing record for any Smash game, which has been a fact since we learned that everyone is here. Seeing this, we have no right to complain about this Super Smash Bros. Roster, as it is, and everything revealed from this point on to the release will be pure icing on a delicious cake baked by Sakurai-san himself. Still, despite all of this, some say that there is less new content in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at launch compared to previous entries. So why don't we check if this claim is true or not when it comes to fighters, beginning with Melee, which gave us 14 newcomer fighters. Let's face it, this is a number that Ultimate will definitely not reach. Brawl with its 18 newcomers is completely incomparable, and while many newcomers in 4 were DLC fighters, even without these was well over 15. Well, closer to 13 when we exclude Dark Pit and Lucina as Echo fighters.
5 newcomer fighters so far in Ultimate might seem a little lackluster, but we then forget the Echo fighters, and with them the number comes up to 9 fighters. With the DLC characters not being paid this time around, we could in addition add Ryu, Cloud, Corrin and Bayonetta. Each of these was $5, so over $20, a third of the price of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and Ultimate. From this point of view, we can say that the number of in-package launch newcomers is actually at 13 fighters, very close to the 14 found in Melee, and not far behind the 17 pre-DLC newcomers in Super Smash Bros. 4. But can we hope to reach Melee when only including newcomer fighters? No, that seems impossible, as we at this point have only mere 5 newcomer fighters at this point, and even when including Echo fighters, we're still 5 characters away from matching the number of newcomers in Melee.
So where will the final newcomer roster end this time around? Well, we know now that we are in for a slowdown forward. And with only 2 months left until launch, it seems that a few fighters is definitely not anywhere enough to bring the pure fighters, excluding Echo fighters, to 10. In other words, we better get prepared to see fewer final newcomer fighters at launch than what was the case for Melee, Brawl, 4, or even the original Smash for that matter. Then again, the same goes for new stages, as we currently only have 7. When we exclude Battlefield, Big Battlefield, and Final Destination that have new iterations for each Smash installment, we sit currently with only 4 game-based stages. Moray Towers from Splatoon 1 and 2, Great Plateau Tower from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, New Donk City from Super Mario Odyssey, and Dracula's Castle from Castlevania. See the pattern? Ultimate has fewer newcomer fighters and stages than previous Smash games, but in return, focus on concentrating these on the very best and most requested characters and game representations. There is no coincidence that the Zelda fighters went through a major overhaul. The Inklings were also included, and we got fan-favorite characters like Ridley and King K. Rool, not even mentioning Simon Belmont. As such, you should expect the final fighter reveals to be equally impressive, as Sakurai really wants the newcomer cast to be ultimate. In order to reach this goal of incredible newcomers while bringing everyone back, sacrifices had to be made. In this case, it might be tied to lowering the number of newcomer fighters and stages for a more true and at the same time historic Smash game. Then what is Sakurai's true aim with Ultimate? A 20-year celebration of the series. His main goal was to bring as much as possible from the franchise's history and make the new content truly spectacular. Because of this aim, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate may not be the most innovative title in the series, but rather a tribute to himself and the many millions of Super Smash Bros. Fans across the entire world. Smash is unique, and Sakurai has pointed this out in his Famitsu column more than once when describing the mashups and matchups that this game delivers. Up to Brawl, it was Nintendo's matchups, but with Brawl, 4, and now Ultimate, more of these duels are between third-party icons. The perfect example being Mario, Mega Man, Sonic, and Pac-Man in Super Smash Bros. 4. Numbers are one thing, but what you put behind these numbers is what matters at the end of the day. And this is what makes Ultimate truly special. Sakurai's commitment to add substance behind the insane numbers attached to this title. As he put it himself in his most recent Famitsu column translated by Source Gaming, Smash is a thoroughly strange game. It's chaos. The things we look for in a character or stage change by the minute. Cool things must be cooler. Cute things must be cuter. But we must also have to get rid of the incongruous feel of these two types of things coexisting. In that sense, work is never boring. The job demands dexterity, flexibility, and a range of skills from the team. But there are few jobs filled with as much change as this one. For Sakurai, Super Smash Bros. Is more than a game series, but a philosophy and a modern-day interpretation of the Nintendo universe and third-party partners. And in some cases, like Solid Snake, mark the final legacy for a franchise and its creators. The world evolves, and with it, the gaming industry and Nintendo. These are factors that Sakurai needs to have close to his heart when developing Ultimate. In his column in Famitsu, he emphasizes the struggle by stating the ever-changing nature of Smash and how to capture the essence that players would expect. What is cool? What is cute? I don't think they can be explained by physical appearance alone, but rather, I think they encompass things that are both tangible and intangible. That's where I think playing a bunch of games and getting a feel for these things comes in handy. The characters in Smash all come from their own titles, many of which are from quite a while ago. However, if you only focus on rigidly following the original titles, you won't be able to make something appropriate for the present. You have to know the current standards, create something that fits today's environment, and strikes a balance with the past. I think this is absolutely essential. Smash is quite a stew of different characters, but I try my best to maintain some sense of unity among them while creating a game that can stand on its own by today's standards. Striking a balance for Smash is key, and not every character proposal will maintain it. As such, the number of characters are not the key matter in the creation of the game, but the harmony among them. With that being said, and Sakurai's statement of slowing down and only having a few fighters left to reveal, It seems that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's final roster will end up with around 70 fighters. Of these, probably 7 to 8 will be the final number of newcomer fighters. On top of this number, we will have 6 to 7 newcomer Echo fighters, bringing the final roster with the Echo fighters close to the number of 80. A totally insane number, but at the same time, remarkably well balanced when it comes to game series, gameplay, and fighting speed. The last one being a rather noticeable compromise between 4 and Melee. Concluding, we can state that the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate final roster, excluding Echo fighters, following the recent signals by Masahiro Sakurai and Famitsu, will end up at likely 70 fighters, and at most 71 to 72. It wouldn't then come as a surprise that the 2 final fighters will, just like in the August Smash Bros. Direct, be revealed in a final Smash Direct sometime in November. This will leave October free from fighter reveals. But then again, this game is full of other games, and after those, since November mostly stands in the sign of Pokemon, we can get the final reveals which they promised to deliver before launch. Speaking of Super Smash Bros. Fighter videos, we will have another one in a little from a week from now. So make sure to like this video, share it, and if you are new, subscribe to the Commonwealth Realm and press that notification bell to not miss any of our Smash and Nintendo Switch videos. Finally, we want to thank all of our gracious patrons, and in particular royal producer Kenyatta Ali, for their continuous support to the channel. You can join the ranks too on patreon.com/commonrealm. Until the next video, why not check out our selection of 10 Nintendo Switch games in October and our most wanted Smash fighters. The choice is yours.